I'm going to take you antique hunting in York. And here is the Red House Antique Centre. Great spot owned by Tim Hogarth. He's on the telly. Very nice guy. It's a very nice place. Looks like there's a disco going on, but I think you'll find it's just a flickering antique chandelier. Now, this place is positively bulging with gorgeous things, but let's see how good you are at valuing objects and dating objects, because I'm going to put you to the test. I'm going to search around, find a couple of pieces, talk about them. Then I'm going to give you some quiz questions. Oh gosh, look at that. That is a cabinet and more full of antiquities. These are ancient. I love this room. You've got Roman artifacts, Greek, Egyptian, Anglo-Saxon, Viking, knives, amulets. What's that? It's a spur. It's a Viking spur. It's bonkers when you try and get your head around how old these things are. I think we'll have to choose something from this cabinet to test you, see how good you are. You don't have to be experienced, by the way. Just go with your instinct. See if you've got a good instinct. Let's have a look upstairs. It's rather nice up here. There's a tea room. No doubt I will end up in there at some point. Nice cup of tea and a slice of cake. But I like it up here. It's a little more open. Not everything is in cabinets. You can actually touch them. It's a bit touchy-feeling. Paintings here. But look, this is the tea room. I mean, if you come to the Red House Antique Centre, you will find yourself in the tea room. Lovely views out there. Won't bother anybody. Vintage clothing. I bought a great flying jacket here some years ago. Still got it. Absolutely fabulous. Let's have a look in here. Oh, look at the colours. That's a good cabinet. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Right, don't disturb these people. Looks like they're going to be spending some money. We've got silver, blue and white, bit of Japanese Satsuma ware there. Victorian vases, bit more Japanese, possibly Chinese. Even furniture. I mean, furniture is my very first love. This is 19th century. It's mahogany, occasional table. It's £58. It's so cheap, it's unbelievable. And it's so environmentally friendly. If you don't like the colour, paint it. For the money, just do it. This is the place to buy bargains like that. But let's have a look at this lovely cabinet stuffed with Art Deco. But not just any Art Deco. That's Clarice Cliff. And not just any old Clarice Cliff either. There's some seriously good bits in there. Okay. I think we're going to have to start with a good piece of Clarice Cliff. This is going to test you. But listen, don't worry. You don't have to be an expert. Just go with your gut instincts. Let's see how good you are at dating and valuing real and proper antiques. Here we go. Let's talk about Clarice. So come on, I think we have to talk about Clarice Cliff. I mean, she really is one of my all-time favourite 20th century, not only designers in pottery, but also females. She was a superstar that started literally right at the bottom, born about 1899. Remember, this is all on the hoof, everybody, so if I get that date wrong, then let me know down in the comments down below. But Clarice Cliff started work in the potteries at the tender age of around about 12, I believe, just painting. And the idea was that the girls would paint in one section all of their working career, because the quicker they got at painting these things, the more they painted, the more they earned, because it was all piecework. But Clarice Cliff was a real different animal altogether. She wanted to improve her painting skills, and she really was a designer under her skin. She wanted the opportunity to come out and get away from the typical standard pottery girls. But Clarice Cliff was genuinely very different. She wanted to design and she wanted to improve her skills, and so she requested to move to different departments. So one day she'd be painting a teapot, the next she'd be painting a plate, and of course she'd have to start the whole process again. She'd be slow in the beginning, so she wasn't earning very much money, but she wanted the experience. She also enrolled at college on a night time, and after a period of time, the management spotted this talent in this girl called Clarice Cliff, and they allowed her to paint blanks just white plates with her own designs, didn't pay it, just she requested and they allowed her to do it. Seconds, that kind of thing. Then she was showing these designs to the salesmen who were coming backwards and forwards. Off they go with new wares to offer to retailers all over the UK. And she made them take with them some of her samples to get some feedback. And the feedback was from the Clariscliffe designs, from these retailers, that this was funky stuff. This was really desirable. This information went back to management, management went to Clariscliffe, and in no time Clariscliffe had her own department, designing, painting herself, but also several other pottery girls under her, creating the now famous Clariscliffe designs. And this one, everybody, is one of the nicest I have seen in years. It's called the Melon Teapot. Now you're thinking, why on earth is it called the Melon Teapot? Well, look closely. It's very Art Deco, obviously, in its style. It looks like a cinema, doesn't it, on a high street, that kind of geometric shape. There's the melon.
That's £60.50, please.
It is a melon. That is a Clariscliffe Melon Teapot. It is original. It is bang on 1920s, maybe 1930. It's a rare beastie indeed. But my question to you is this. How much do you think it's worth? Is it worth A, £250, B,
Thank you.
£1,400, or C, £1,000? Over to you. I'll give you a few seconds thinking time, and I'll show you a few sites in York.
Thank
See
you.
in a second. Now let me show you what is at the end of the street where the Red House Antique Centre is. If we just turn to the left a bit and up, this is the York Minster, the famous Minster. Church has been here for about 1,300 years, 800 years as it is. But directly opposite the Minster is my favourite pub in York, the Guy Fawkes Inn. This is a gas-lit pub. It is so positively dripping in atmosphere, it is unbelievable. And this, reputedly, is where Guy Fawkes himself was born and raised. Guy Fawkes being the guy that tried to blow up the Houses of Parliament about 400 years ago. He was born and raised directly opposite this building, and it looked exactly the same in his day, the York Minster. So if we now just look to the left a little bit, there's one of the gateways into York in the far distance. And all we need to do is turn left and we're back at the centre with the rather delicious Clariscliffe teapot. So how much do you really think it's worth? Well, let's find out. And I'm back. I'm also going to introduce you to busy Wendy. You saw her earlier on. I was trying to catch her attention. Story of my life. I cannot catch the attention of women, but I've got her. Here she is. She's no longer busy. Wendy works here. Hello, Wendy.
Hello. You all right?
Very good.
Good.
Lovely to see you. You're so busy.
Yeah, been very busy this morning, yeah.
It's fantastic.
Good, yeah, really good.
And York, I mean, it's raining outside, but it really is packed.
Yeah, it's really good. Really pleased, actually.
How long
I like it when it's busy. We all like it when it's busy.
Exactly. Making stacks of money then, I assume.
Well, we're ticking over nicely, put it that way.
How long have you worked here for?
I've been here about 7 years now.
Right, okay. So you obviously like it.
Oh, I love it, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I do like it, yeah.
And how do you feel about Clariscliffe?
I quite like Clariscliffe. I mean, I don't own any myself, but I do like it. Yeah, very much. Yeah, and it's popular, isn't it? People do like it.
And that's the thing. It's always been popular, and I think it always will. It has never waned, has it?
No, it's right actually. There's a lot of things in the antique line I think have come down in price.
Yes.
And this hasn't, I don't think.
No.
I think it holds its value. Yeah.
I think it does, and especially with the rarer pieces. So we know it's genuine. It's from a proper Art Deco dealer here at the Red House who specialises in Clariscliffe. Yeah. So my question to you was this. Is it worth £250, £1,400 or £1,000? Wendy, it is over to you. Reveal the truth. How much is the Melon Teapot by Clariscliffe really worth?
£1,000.
£1,000 and worth every penny, I've got to tell you. Now let me know in the comments down below, did you value the Melon Teapot by Clariscliffe correctly? No fibs, tell me the truth. So if you've got one of these at home, I hope you're pleasantly surprised to learn it's worth £1,000. Now let's move on to something altogether different. Right, now here is a very difficult one, so work with me. We're going to give you, Wendy and I, a proper description of this thing, aren't we, Wendy?
We are.
And
Tried to.
yes, and it's over to you to work out whether this is of a certain age. So it comes out of an area that looks very antiquity here at the Red House. And it looks like a Viking, so 9th or 10th century, so a good 1,000 years old, Wendy. I mean, it's hard to get your head around that.
Absolutely.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
It's really difficult.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
It's a pendant in the form of an axe, a typical Viking axe, and it's priced at £175. That's what it's priced at. But is it really 1,000 years old, or is it a 19th century copy of a Viking axe pendant, so it's just a novelty thing but an antique in its own right? Or is it a designer piece made literally yesterday, or thereabouts, by someone who is creating in the Viking style? So Wendy and I are going to chat about it, bearing in mind it's priced at 175 quid. So that will help you determine how old it is. So Wendy, tell us about the dealer who stocks this.
Well, the dealer, she's called Helena, and she's been with us, well, as long as I've been here.
7 years?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the room in there with all that is all hers.
Yes.
All
Well, we
hers
saw
stock.
that when I first came in. That was the room I was drawn to, full of antiquities. But
Yeah.
of course, we know in this business there are lots of copies and fakes,
Yeah.
and not always being sold to trip you up, but being sold, something made in the design of an antiquity.
Yes.
So have a closer look at this thing. And what do you think, Wendy? Would you wear it?
It isn't my sort of thing. I have to be quite honest. I mean, I like it. But
It's not bright enough for you,
it's
Wendy.
Not something no, not big enough either. No, I mean, I wouldn't particularly buy it. No, I wouldn't, if I'm honest. But I do quite like it.
Okay.
I can appreciate it. but
Well, the
it's
thing is,
not
you
so
have
good.
in this centre here, I don't know how many objects, 100,000 objects, and it's impossible to like everything.
Absolutely, yeah.
But you appreciate it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so you've had a good look at it. The question was, is it really a genuine Viking thing from the 9th or 10th century, so it's 1,000 years old, or is it, remember, take a good close look at it and remember how much it is, £175. Is it a Victorian copy? It's a real antique because it's well over 100 years old, but it's a Victorian copy of a Viking piece. Or is it a modern piece of art designed and made yesterday? Over to you. While you think about it, let's have another look around the antique centre. Now, do let me know in the comments if you see something that you think I should have picked up on, I should have spotted as the bargain of the century or something interesting. I mean, you never know what you're going to find in a place like this. And if you do see something that you fancy yourself, then get in touch with the centre. I'll put their contact details in the descriptions down below. And I love furniture. Look at this. It's William IV, 1835. It's mahogany. It's a tea table. It's drop dead gorgeous. It would cost you £5,000 to make, and it is £700. Whoever said antiques were expensive? Let's have a look out the window. What's York looking like? A bit wet and a bit miserable. Let's go and see Wendy, who will reveal all. Is the pendant Viking, over 1,000 years old? Is it Victorian, about 100 years old? Or is it a brand spanking new one? Don't forget, make the comment down below. Let me know if you got it right or wrong. Okay, welcome back. Here we go. Is it really a Viking thing, 1,000 years old, a Victorian copy, or brand new? Wendy, over to you. What is it?
It is a real thing.
A
It's the
Viking
real
thing.
Viking, yeah.
It's a real Viking thing, 1,000 years old. It's quite astonishing to touch something that's 1,000 years old. So let me know how you did in the comments down below. Don't forget, tell the truth. Until next time, I'm David Harper. Cheerio. And from Wendy,
Cheerio.
cheerio.